When I visited Masai Mara National Park in Kenya recently, I took the opportunity to take a guided walk through the rose farms in Naivasha, Kenya.
Doing flower business, but we are not doing the commercial business like other people who are doing the selling the flowers, cutting flowers. But we are creating, our main business is to create varieties for the team growing flowers. You see, whereby we are coming up with new varieties in the market. For example, where you are inside here, it's just like a showroom where the customers come, they view the varieties, they choose the plant or they choose the flowers they want. Well, from here, for example, this variety is called Basanti, the name. Then if you are my customer and then you choose Basanti, before you take this one or you decide to take this one, you have to be given all the information feature here. For one, the altitude where this Basanti can
the
grow.
altitude.
Second, the productivity. If I talked of on side of productivity, I mean the moment you have already grown the flowers, there is what we call daily cutting flowers. That's what we call the productivity.
I see.
Whereby from the normal greenhouse, one bed is equivalent to 1 meter, 50 meters square per meter. Then within that, the moment you are doing the productivity, you are supposed to come up with, which is this one, per stems. The number of stems you are supposed to come up with when you're doing the harvesting, it's from 110 to
30.
You see? Then from here, because for the team growing flowers, there is other things they have to look upon, whereby the customers needs the sizes, want to know the sizes of head size or the bud size, you see, which is from 4.5 to 5.0.
I see.
It has to be that way. Then another thing again, if you go downwards, from stem length and whatever, that one is now the cutting point. Then the length for the plants which you're supposed to be, this one give you out, which is from 50 to 80. Because they have to do what we call grading when the moment they are now doing the cuttings. But the moment flowers being taken to the main market, which is Holland, Amsterdam, is the main market for the flowers. It has to be from 50 to 80. You see? Then from downwards you can see the vase life. I think if I found you taking picture with my flowers from the vase life.
Yes.
From that vase life, this variety, it was possible to take from 12 from day 1. You count day 1 up to 12, up to 14 days when you're still enjoying your flowers. You see?
In just water?
Yeah, when it's just the water. Then you might even, some do really use sugar. You put sugar in that water.
Or vinegar, maybe?
Yeah.
Vinegar?
Yep. You can.
You can. And that'll increase the shelf life?
Yeah. For example, you can just buy, if you're having the flower food, you go to supermarket, you get one. It's just in a form of powder, you put into that one. But mostly, local people, they do really use sugar.
Okay.
Because you know the moment you have that plant, if you cut it, you have to cut it in such a way that the veins are open for water to transpiration to come in order to sustain that the lifespan of your flowers for the duration you want. That's the reason why all the informations you have to give you, because you are going to deal with customers the way we deal with you. You see how that thing moves. We have to give you all the directives, all the information concerning about the varieties you choose. Very good. Then from there, is there any question? Now, the first thing you are supposed to put in place water, type of water you're using. Second, the fertilizer. What are the types of fertilizer you're using? Third, the chemicals, because you are having the diseases affecting the flowers. It has to be controlled. Then fourth, labor, because this flower, it has to be maintained, whereby you have to have people working on that flowers. You see. Then another thing again, you're supposed to take care of the greenhouse. Are you doing the maintenance? The maintenance is wide. You have the people, you have the technicians, things like that. Because also we are always having what we call irrigation team. They have to work. It's a materials made up from the
Coconut.
Then we are not even getting it from Kenya. We do really get it from Sri Lanka, then China, because before we usually used to get it from Israel, but nowadays Sri Lanka are the team providing us with cocoa beans. Then we collect it from the port up to here. That's what's happening. Then also we are using a lake water. You see. Then the lake water we can't use the way it is. We have to treat it. Then after treating that water is when you can use it. That's what's happening. Because the moment you're using that water before you treat it, definitely you might even have more diseases, because you know how the lake water is. Then another thing again, which is so sensitive, this is what we're using. After using that water, is contaminated, because you are next to the lake. We are having the team called the NEMA people. NEMA means National Environmental Management Authority. They have to give us the guideline of controlling that water. That's the reason why whatever we are using here, after using it, we have a central position where that water is being collected. You see? Then after that, we recycle that water, because we couldn't even pour it that way. It might even go back to the lake. Then also we have to take the control for the community. Those are the things which we are usually do. For the environmental team, that one is for the government.
The program itself, the entire program.
The entire program is doing that because we have the team doing that one. But from the other aspect, whereby controlling the environmental, that one you have the guideline from the government also. They have to keep watching how we are using their water, lake water. We have to be given a guideline, and it has to be controlled. We have to be taxed, things like that. You see, those are the areas where the government is coming in. You see. But from the operation, which is internal, it's just with the team technicians, from most of them from Holland. For example, the owner of the company is from staying in Holland, whereby the team which is in Kenya is we. You see. Then that link, it's now something is moving every night, the information through internet.
So here in Kenya, how did this come into Kenya? Who thought about it? And what is it that...
How is Naivasha specifically suited for rose growing?
Very good. Naivasha is specifically known for flower area.
But we don't see any flowers outside. No roses.
Just only within the greenhouses mostly. You couldn't even see it, but we are having some doing it outside. You see. You can see. But mostly the founders, they were from Holland. But from now is when different people were coming in for this business. But before it was just for the Holland people.
Okay.
Yeah, because even the main market, it's in Holland, which is Amsterdam. That's what's happening. Whereby the team cutting flowers, because we are doing what we call propagation, we propagate. You see, and we also do breeding. We are not even selling these ones for the cut flowers, but we do the propagation and we do the breeding for the new creativity for new flowers. That's what we usually do. For connecting the roses. I'll show you when we are moving around. You will see how they're working towards that one, in order for to come up with new plants for the growers. For the team growing flowers, the greenhouse is always automatic, whereby you can see, so long as maybe there is rain, wind, there it has to
control.
it control on itself. If it is because you're having some other greenhouse, butterfly, things like that, if there is a strong wind, it has to close on itself. You see, but if it's rain, in order for us, because you know rain, the moment rain can drop in this one directly, that one is disease is going to spread. Then if it sense it's close,
What is the temperature inside?
it's now is a high should be 28, but as
28.
now is now running to 18. Now it's low because due to the weather, 18, 20, things like that. But if it is high, it can go up to 28, whereby you are sweating where you stand over there. It's crazy. But now the weather is gloomy. You see, it's so nice weather today, but also it's affecting. You see such kind of that tilty weather, it's affecting the productivity. You see also, because the moment that temperature is high, the opening for the flowers gradually takes place faster. That's what's happening. You might even come, for example, for the team growing flowers. It's so easy. You might even find that in a day they might even do the harvesting for 4 times in a day, because the first one 7 in the morning, then 10, then 12, then another one at 4. You see, for the flower pickers, they can do 4 times in a day. But we, because you are not after this one, we do really just do it local. Maybe you have occasion, you say, Andrew, can you please give me flowers? I'm having a wedding. Can you send me flowers? Is that what I can do? But I'm not licensed to sell this one. You see, that's what's happening.
Can you touch it?
There is I'm going to give you from the other side.
Kangaroo is a flower?
Kangaroo is a flower. I'll show you.
Okay.
Then we have the hypericum. That one is another type of flowers. You see. Then we have another species of carnation. Because those ones, they were not much as roses, but mostly are we based on roses. That's what we are doing.
Edelweiss?
Huh?
You have Edelweiss?
No.
Tulips?
No.
No.
We don't have. Those are carnation types. But these ones, roses,
Okay.
is what you're doing for. But other ones you will see is not big as such, the way we have the roses. But the area you are, this one is just like a showroom.
So how long has this been in operation?
Okay, well, in Kenya is something to do with more than 30 years. You have to do the thorough humidity. Every now and then, keep on doing that to control the humidity.
Put water on the floor.
Very good. You just pour. Use a hose pipe.
Okay.
That is another way for controlling the height.
Don't put water there on the
But
cocoa peat.
Very good. That's a very good question. The irrigation is now taking place on its own, but also there is a path controlling humidity.
They've got pipe.
Yeah, you put it in this.
Because the irrigation, you see, this one, for example, you can see from here. This one is for the irrigation. This one is just because you have to mix fertilizer with water. Then it's when this one can get the yield. But for the difference between irrigation and humidity, we just use the hose pipe itself from the pads, but you couldn't pour here because
Don't
this
spray on the flowers.
don't spray on it. Don't pour water on this. Just humidify the pads. That one. But because this one is getting its meal through the drip line system.
Drip line system.
Exactly. You see. Okay, you can move. We are going to move around. We are using the hydroponic system. It's only that the different flowers which you are growing like kangaroo is what we are growing from the ground directly. I'll show you. Just arrange a bed, then you plant whatever. But it's only that we are sharing the same fertilizer which we are giving for roses, which is 1 block. It's equivalent to 5 kg. You see. Then I assume if I put here, that's the calculation I'm usually do. 1 block if you put here and then you pour water on it. It's just like a bread. If you take a bread and then you dip into water, definitely it has to break into pieces. That's what we usually do. But we have already we decided, or we came to realize that instead of doing that one by one, we just build a soak pit, you see. Then we calculate how many beds are here. From there up to here, it's something to do with 24, isn't it? In a pebble troughs, which is this one. If it is 20 pebble troughs, that one is equivalent to 20 blocks of cocoa pit. Instead of doing that one, I've just do my short calculation. I build a shock pit, then I dip 100 of pieces, then I pour the water on that with CN, calcium nitrate, then I soak it. That's the way I use. Then the first water you pour out, then second one, because you have to clean it in order for you to get the material, your target, EC and pH, you see. Then the second water is when you're supposed to start removing your cocoa from the soak pits. That's how we usually do. Because the moment you do it that way, definitely you are not going to control the pH and EC from the field. Because from the machine, before you start giving that the recipe out. Recipe is the mixture of fertilizer which we are using. For example, if you're having a baby you have to have a better recipe. Recipe, milk, what that mixture of a meal, baby meal, we call it baby recipe. But for this one, flour, it's now recipe. Difference of fertilizers. We mix together, then you mix it with water, we give to our plant. Then you measure the pH and EC. If it is whatever you're getting from the machine up there is equivalent, not equivalent with this one, you have to redo what we call calibration. In such a way that whatever you're going to give your plant, it's the right thing for your plant to grow. This one is just like a human being. It was sprayed morning hours because start time and end time, it has to be indicated. Though today we didn't spray. The moment in the house itself is sprayed, nobody was supposed to enter here. You see. Then the time or everything, all the information, it has to be indicated here. Because all the chemicals we usually spray, it's against human safety. That's the reason why. Then whereby all the class, it has to be indicated, the class for the chemical also, it has to be indicated. Then it might be class 4, class 2, class 1, things like that. Because most of them are dangerous for human body, whatever, things like that. That's the reason why the moment we are employing somebody within the flower farm, we have to make sure that that person is know how to write, how to read, how to do everything. We couldn't employ a blind person, because blind person, maybe he might even enter here, but the place is already sprayed. You see things like that. Then you have to work on such kind. Okay, we can move what's happening here from here. Maybe are you in a position to explain for us what you're doing?
This is grafting area. I'm doing top grafting. This is a rose flower. And this one is a wild rose. We join them together. You find the same, which is nothing like this. Then you cut 45 degrees. Then you join using a silicone tube.
Join.
Yes.
Oh, it's a plastic ring around it.
Yes.
Okay. No liquid is used.
No liquid.
Root X, nothing.
No, root X we are using
When you put it
when
in
we
the-
plant.
Okay.
We dip in a root X,
Okay.
then we plant in a cocoa pit.
So this is the wild rose.
Wild rose.
And this one,
This one is roses. It's
what is the color?
this one was pink.
Okay. So the result will be pink.
Yes, not pink, it's double color.
Double color.
Yes.
Okay. For every grafting, you use the wild
Yes.
rose plus
yes.
the other.
But some we are using just mini cutting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We can plant it self planting.
Okay, self-plant also.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for explaining.
Yes.
It's very humid.
Are you feeling that?
Yes, yes.
Then they start forming.
New leaf will
New leaves will come. Then also the new shoots. Then after 2 weeks, everything it has to be transferring to the hardening area. It's not misting. Difference between the drip lines and the misting. This one from the top, the other one from the ground.